Our Wisdom Walks principle today is this: be sold out for what you believe. Martin Luther said, "Faith is living and unshakable confidence, a belief in God so assured that a man would die 1,000 deaths for its sake." Everyone has at least one favorite game-changing sports moment. It's that one play during a game that changes everything. In a single moment, momentum shifts and it alters the outcome of the game. Sometimes the play not only changes the game, but also an athlete's entire career. Some game-changing moments include David Tyree's catch from Eli Manning on 4th and long in the 2008 Super Bowl, Doug Flutie's famous Hail Mary pass in 1984, and of course Paul Henderson's 1972 goal against the Russians. Who can forget these moments? Game changers have a huge impact on sports history. Some would say that those moments are why we watch and play the sport. But the real question is not what sports game changers are the most impacting, but rather what spiritual game changer has most impacted your life. Do you have one of those moments? One that altered everything in your life and forced you to see life differently? The ultimate game changer for anyone is the moment that we place our faith and trust in Jesus. If you've done that already, what will be your next spiritual game changer? Has God ever gripped your life in such a way that shifted the spiritual momentum and changed the way you see things? Well, Paul challenges us in Philippians 3, verse 7. "But everything that was a gain to me, I have considered to be a loss because of Christ."
For me, I had the ultimate game-changing moment back in 2007. Let me explain this. I was standing in front of a grave in Seoul, Korea. It was a burial site of someone I didn't even know. I was in Korea with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes doing a sports camp during the 100-year anniversary of the Great Revival. In 2007, God had stirred in the hearts of men and women in Korea to be authentic, to come clean before others. It started first with the leaders going before their congregations to lay down their pride and admit their sins. But it had started out even way before that, with many of the early missionaries that went to Korea who were beheaded, speared, and burned. Their blood, Jimmy, was a catalyst that brought massive revival throughout Korea. While I was at that cemetery, I visited 510 graves at the Foreigners Cemetery Park there in Seoul that was honoring the first Christian martyrs in Korea. That gave me a spiritual gut check. As I walked through the grave sites and saw the quotes and scriptures on the graves, I was overwhelmed. But the one that altered everything for me was this tombstone of a woman named Ruby Kendrick. She was a young missionary from Texas who had responded to the call to preach the gospel to the Korean people. She died at age 24, only 8 months after she arrived in Korea. And her death actually inspired 12 other missionaries to take her place. This was the quote on the tombstone as I stood there at the cemetery: "If I had 1,000 lives to give, Korea should have them all." Now that is the true outworking of Philippians 3:7. Ruby Kendricks was totally surrendered to the Lord's work. She sacrificed everything, even her own life, for the sake of the call. Jimmy, on that day I thought, if I had 1,000 lives to give to the Lord Jesus Christ, who or what would deserve them all? I couldn't shake that question. What was I so sold out for that I would offer up my very life for it? More importantly, what was I willing to do with this one life I had? The spiritual momentum in my heart shifted that day. God confirmed in me that if I had 1,000 lives, that my love and my passion for coaches and athletes should deserve them all. I long to see the entire sports world, all over the world, transformed by God's love. And I ask the Lord every day to bring revival to the sports community. And I say this, Jimmy: Lord, use me however you wish to help make that happen.
And really what Jesus wants from you and from me is a desire to serve Him with reckless abandon. What are you sold out for? If you had 1,000 lives, who or what would deserve them all? Be a wisdom walker, and remember, be sold out for what you believe.